Well, Stoley Boy and I are back up here at this irrigation canal up above Keeps Mill. It was an interesting afternoon, very interesting. It was like 95 degrees down in Warm Springs, you know, down in the bottom of that gully between Madras and when you start climbing back up out of there. But it was like 95, but I had the air on, and we're cruising along. We got up here, and it was still like, I think 93 maybe when we got here. And Stoley was hot. You know, didn't have too much of his tongue hanging out, but I could tell he was hot. He was panting, you know, and I put out his water dish. This is the onboard water dish. That's always in the truck, always, right there, right there. Anyways, that's always in the truck, and I always have cold water for him, fresh water. But anyways, he was hot. Hell, I was hot, and so we got here, and you know, I got, you know, things settled. Leveled off the trailer and stuff, and so I thought, well, okay, I'll put on my strapped rubber sandals, and I went out there in irrigation canal. Well, of course, wherever I go, Stoley follows me, so he came out there. I kept him out there for a while, and well, that cooled him off. You know, we come out of the canal, and he was running circles and stuff, and I thought, well, what the hell, are you cold now or what? But then a little bit later, I was sitting here in a chair, and I started hearing this clink, clink, clankety clank, and I thought, huh, what the hell's that? Then it dawned on me, years ago, I mean, you know, I first happened across Keeps Mill, which is, you know, down the road down there, I don't know, another maybe mile and a half, but first happened across it, you know, close to 40 years ago. And anyways, back then I remember seeing a sign up here somewhere along the road up there that said range cattle. Well, sure enough, you know, a couple of weeks ago when Stoley and I were up here, didn't see any range cattle, but today was hot, and this area right here is apparently their designated watering hole, because the clinkety clankety clink 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 came from that direction. Then all of a sudden, you know, I knew what it was. I knew what it was, and I thought, this is not gonna go well. So I took that guy there, and we went and beast of burden over there, cranked it up, turned on the air, and sat there while about 5 or 6 head of loose range cattle went along the edge there and filled up their tanks. And so that was okay. And they wandered off, you know, with a little now and again. And then a little bit later, you know, about an hour later, on that side of the road, here come another 6 head of cattle. And one or two of them, they didn't care. Stoley was, you know, giving his barker a workout. But, you know, 1 or 2 of them, they didn't care. They just came down here, came across the road, went right down there, and filled up their tank, and, you know, then they meandered back up and off up into the brush. There was a couple that stood over there on a blacktop just eyeballing us. You know, Stoley was barking and they were just eyeballing us. And then finally they took off wherever they're going, but yeah, so it was quite warm, but you know, I did start a fire earlier. It's now 8:06, but I started a fire earlier, and that was so I could make my hot dogs. I brought along, I remembered to bring my mechanical device. If it had one more prong, it would be a trident, but I put 3 of them on there. You know, that thing's long enough, you could put 8 hot dogs on there, but I put 3 of them on there, and that consisted of my dinner. So, well, and then the other half of my dinner is right there in my little handy dandy armrest. But so it's quite beautiful up here. Now it's starting to cool off. There was a pleasant little breeze just a little bit ago, but I just got the camera out here, you know, right here at the beginning of this little vid clip, but I should have jumped up just a little bit earlier. There was a little mama goose and her brood of about 8 little hatchlings behind her, and it was funny because they were going upstream, right along the far bank, but old mama was ahead, and the little ones were just, they must have been kicking their little webbed feet like crazy to keep up with her, but they went off up that way somewhere. So anyhow, but yeah, so Stoli and I are up here for the night again. It's other than you know, the herd of cattle coming in to visit us, it's been quiet. Saw 2 cars. One came up, obviously from Keeps Mill, came up, went out. Another car came down the road, went down, and then came back up. Other than that, no bikes, no hikers, or nothing else. But so yeah, it's nice right now. It's very pleasant. It's not cold. It's not hot. Really nice. Yeah. So anyhow, just thought I'd share this with you folks. So you all take care, and that fella right there, Stoli. Yeah, Stoli boy and I are up here cooling our heels and enjoying the liquid relaxing agents, and yeah, enjoying the irrigation canal too. Speaking of that, about a week ago I took Stoli up to McKay Creek, which is not as wide as this is, and but about as deep. I went out there, I walked across it, and it's just a little, at this location anyways, right here where this bridge is, right there. Right here, right there in the middle, it's just not quite thigh high. You know, Stoli had no trouble keeping his head above the water when he was walking around in there. But when I was up there at McKay Creek, Stoli hadn't had a bath for a while, so about a week ago we had a really nice day, and I took a bottle of doggy shampoo along and brought him out there in the middle of the creek and got him wet and squirted a bunch of that dog shampoo on him and ruffled and scrubbed them up real good and just kept rinsing them off. And the nice thing there was, you know, I mean, the major part of his body I could just rinse off real good, and then he got out of the water. The usual thing is with dog, they shake themselves off. I took a towel and kind of ruffled them up and then scooted them up into the truck. So that was said and done. But here, you know, we went into the irrigation canal here about 3 times. Well, of course, he comes out. Well, I had to go into the old Baja trailer there and get a cold one or two, and well, you know, just like he follows me into the irrigation canal, he follows me in there. So his feet are wet, he got crap hanging on his paws. It's all over the floor in there, so I gotta sweep it out before my sister and brother-in-law come to hang out. Otherwise they're gonna think they're hanging out in a pig pen. But so I'll sweep it out and clean it up. But yeah, so this guy here and myself, we're having a good time. So 4th of July is coming up. I hope y'all have a wonderful 4th of July. You know, it's very significant in our country's you know, birth, because that's what it is, birth of our country. But you know what? Today I listened to Chris Christie this morning when he gave his speech announcing he's running for president. I like that guy. I like Donald Trump. I like Dr. Ben Carson. I do not like Hillary Clinton. Anybody but her. So anyhow, that's where I stand. I'm on the right. I'm conservative. And well, I like Chris Christie. I like Donald Trump. I mean, those guys will square around the border and take care of it, and you know, they'll make things right. A lot of people won't be happy, but by golly, I think they'd get the job done. So now that I've burst most of your bubbles and got you all upset, I'm gonna say adios.